Hello NABARD Grade A aspirants and welcome to Edutab. So guys, your descriptive English paper is just around the corner and many of you might be perplexed, many of you might feel anxious, might be feeling anxious about writing essay. So guys, essay is an integral component of your NABARD Grade A Phase 2 exam, and in this video we will delve deeper into how to write essay in NABARD Grade A descriptive English part in the year 2025. So guys, without any further ado, don't forget to like the session, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's jump into it. So guys, first of all, before we start, I would like to inform you about our NABARD Assistant Manager comprehensive guidebook. Now, this guidebook consists of everything. It entails all your previous year questions, your strategies, your decoded syllabus, your your approach to the exam, all the and not just for one subject, for all the subjects. So what should be your target, what should be your timetable, what should be your consistency, how do you develop persistence and perseverance. So everything that you need to start preparation for your descriptive English part for NABARD and for phase 1 as well. For NABARD, this course guidebook is absolutely important and absolutely crucial for you. And the best thing is this is absolutely free of cost. You can download it from the link given in the comment section of the video and also the description of the video. All right guys, so let's move further. Now before we begin, I would like to clarify what is the agenda of this video. So in this video, we will be first of all highlighting the syllabus of NABARD exam, phase 2 exam descriptive English. I'll show you the previous year questions of the year for the last 3 years, essay topics. Then what are the key areas to focus upon for your preparation during the exam? What are the do's and don'ts? Very important. What are the do's, what are the mistakes we make, and what do we what do we need to remember for the exam? Then art of essay writing. I'll explain to you how to frame an essay, what are the essentials of an essay, then what should be a strategy to keep on developing good essays on your own, what are key tips to remember, sources that you can use to prepare for your essays, and then the very important thing, I'll provide you potential essay topics for this year as well. So don't forget to watch this video till the end, and I'm sure this will help you in your preparation and in your journey ahead. So guys, first of all, let's discuss the syllabus of this exam. Now this has been taken from your official notification from NABARD. So this is from 2020, actually 2025. So the syllabus says the syllabus for all subjects is indicative and not exhaustive. The syllabus should not be considered as the only source of information. Now this is a disclaimer sort of thing, guys. So the syllabus should not be considered as the only source of information while preparing for the examination. Now keeping in view of the nature, all matters falling within the realm of the subject concerned will have to be studied by the candidate, as questions can be asked on all relevant matters under the subject. Now candidates appearing for the exam should also prepare themselves for answering questions that may be asked on current or latest developments, acts like your GST reforms and your new schemes that have been launched, taking place under the subject through, although these topics may not have been specifically included in the syllabus. Now illustrative syllabus for phase 2, that is mains exam, is now for your general trade paper 1, which is English, for which is common for all the streams, by the way. There are 3 questions that are asked in the exam. First is essay writing, second is précis writing. Now they have clearly mentioned either it could be comprehension or it could be business correspondence, but we know it is going to be letter writing. Now the paper on English shall be framed in a manner to assess the writing skills. So basically this paper is conducted to assess the writing skills, including your expression and understanding of the topic. So your language, your command over the language, your grammatical consistency, accuracy is maintained, and then they also look at how you express your ideas and how well you understand the topic. So this is what will be tested in your exam. That's what they've mentioned in the official notification. Now let's look at the breakup of your descriptive English paper. Now guys, for descriptive English you'll have 90 minutes. So for your descriptive answers, you'll have 90 minutes to complete 3 answers. First is your essay writing, second is your précis writing, and third is your letter writing. Now essay writing holds 40 marks of weightage, précis writing is worth 30 marks, and letter writing is worth 30 marks. That makes it 100 marks. So guys, 100 marks is crucial in your NABARD phase 2 exam, because if you take a lead in descriptive English, it can prove to be a game changer in your selection in the final stage. So make sure you do not take English, descriptive English for granted, and you paid equal attention as your ARD and ESI topics and subjects as well. Now guys, let's move towards the previous year questions. Now these were the topics that were asked in the previous year exams, guys. Now in the year 2024, that is last year, the essay topics, essay choices that were given to the students. First of all, let's look at the word limit. The word limit was strictly between 500 to 520 words. So you could not exceed more than, you could not write more than 520 words, or you could not exceed 520 words. So that was the maximum limit. So 500 is your ideal limit that you should target when you are practicing on your own. Now the topics given were: number one, how can youth contribute to India's progress in education, entrepreneurship and social initiatives? This topic can be title tagged under economic and social issues. Second topic was how access to credit increases sustainable farming practices in India. That was strict, very straightforward, based on agriculture and rural development. Then third was integrating, this was pisciculture, fish culture, and with agriculture crops enhances productivity and farmers' income. Discuss, this was again ARD. And fourth topic was, this was a static topic, guys. Look deep into nature and then you will start to understand everything better. This was a quotation from Albert Einstein, and you were supposed to elaborate on this statement. So these are the four topics. So one topic based on ESI, two topics based on agriculture, rural development, and one topic was static topic last year. So these were the topics that were given in the year 2024. Let's look at the year in 2023. Now in 2023, again the word limit was 500 words, and the four topics given were: number one, how technology and agriculture complement each other. Explain it and also give 5 examples how technology helps agriculture. This was, again, we can say this is ARD, right? The second was detrimental effects of social media on intimate social relationships and mental health. We can say this is a kind of a static topic, right? Detrimental effects of social media. This is a very generic topic, guys. Third, discuss how cooperative societies are transforming rural India. Again, this topic can be tagged under agriculture and rural development. And fourth, discuss the importance of work-life balance and why is it necessary. Now, this was the first time we saw a management-based topic in NABARD. So, importance of work-life balance and why is it necessary. So, this was sort of a social issue and management-based issue. So, that was your fourth topic in the year 2023. Let's look at the topics in the year 2022. Now in the year 2022, surprisingly, the word limit was 300 to 350 words, and the topics that were given were: discuss the issues plaguing the manufacturing sector of India. This can be categorized under ESI. Second is, education is the reason youth are not taking part in agriculture. So education is the reason youth are not taking part in agriculture. Analyze and review. Again, a very generic topic. Third, what would be the better mode of transport for agri products in India, road or a rail? So this was again, argumentative topic, which was slightly inclined towards ARD. And fourth was, discuss the effects of climate change on biodiversity and wildlife. So guys, looking at these topics, we can certainly figure out that there are certain verticals which can be prepared for well before the exam, like ESI, ARD, current affairs, static issues based on global warming, climate change, healthcare, education, right? These are, maybe technology, science and technology. So these are certain verticals that you should look into and prepare for broadly, right? So that, whichever topic is given to you, you are able to frame an essay out there in the exam. So these were the topics that were given in the last 3 years for NABARD Grade A. Now guys, I have also provided you sample solutions for your 2024 exam. So guys, I have provided you sample essays for your 2024 topics, and these are again 500, 600 word top essays, which you can read and understand, okay, this is how we have to write during our exam. So guys, so first topic, how can youth contribute to India's progress in education, entrepreneurship and social initiatives? So I've provided you a sample essay here. You can read it from the PDF. This PDF will be provided in our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description of this video. So you can join our Telegram channel. It's absolutely free, and you can download this PDF and you can use it for your preparation. So first topic was, how can youth contribute to India's progress in education, entrepreneurship and social initiatives. So I have framed absolutely how youth can participate, being an entrepreneur, not just looking for looking for a job but becoming a job creator. So right, so Dan Utsav, Youth for Seva, right? So all this can be mentioned. Now second topic, how access to credit increases sustainable farming practices in India. Now this is again a topic based on ARD. I've also given you a sample topic based on ARD that 58% of the population is still dependent on agriculture. That makes it a crucial sector to look into. The RBI reported that agricultural credit flow rose from 8.6 lakh to 15.3 lakh crore in 21-22. So this is recognition of the need for financial support in agriculture. Then you can discuss the credit facilities, addition in technology, access to credit. Credit also empowers farmers. And on the other hand, then despite these advancements, what are the challenges that persist? Then in conclusion, you can give that what is the need of the hour. So that could be a good topic here. Third topic was integrating fish culture with agriculture crops, which enhances productivity and farmers' income. So you could have discussed it again. Integrating fish culture have multiple benefits, multifaceted approach. On the primary advantages, for example, cost efficient use of resources like farming system, land, water, nutrients. So all this can be discussed. Then integrating can also significantly enhance overall productivity of the farmers as well as provide them another source of income, right? Integrated farming is again it improves their productivity. So all that could have been mentioned. Then there are numerous advantages, and then there are challenges as well, like lack of knowledge, lack of access to credit, and lack of services, and exposure and all that. So you could then give a sensible solution to it. And then you can also look into fourth topic, look deep into nature, and then you will start to understand everything better. So a quotation from Albert Einstein. So it's you can see, you can find everything around you. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand basics of humanity or basics of principles. So that is what that the passages, the essay was all about. So you could have written up on those lines, creating an essay. So you can read these essays and get to understand what sort of an essay is expected out of you. But guys, before I start telling you more about essay writing, first thing that you need to understand is, guys, they are not looking to hire Shakespeare's out there. They don't want you to be the Shashi Tharoors of the tomorrow. But what they are looking for is that if they hire a candidate, he or she should be able to write decent English. He should be able to comprehend your day to day English language. And when you are reverting or when you are writing something on your own, you do not make those basic grammatical mistakes, punctuation errors, because that would look very bad on their behalf. So what they're looking for is informative answers, well curated, well presented, well prepared answers. So that is what they're looking for. Now guys, considering all this, what should be the key areas of your essay writing? Now first of all, please understand, essay writing basically includes your articulation and some getting used to the interface of the exam. So guys, your articulation includes everything related to your background information. See guys, this is very important. Unless you know the background information about the topic, you will not be able to complete, and you will not be able to just do justice with your answer. So very important is background information. So do start reading about certain topics that which can be crucial for your preparation. And I'll provide you tentative topics at the end of this video, by the way. But you should start looking at some tentative topics so that you get a sense of what kind of ideas would I need to present. Then to be able to write and complete it within the specific time limit. That is another angle that you need to look into. So start practicing on the interface of the exam. Where can you get the interface? Simulation of your interface. Now guys, we do have that interface on our platform, or you can use any of the AI platforms, or you can use there is a website by the name quillbot.com. You can also use that. So you can use any online platform to practice. See guys, I'll show you what the interface looks like. Just give me a little while. But let me just tell you what entails, what is all is needed in your answer writing. So essay writing is about your articulation, your presentation, your drafting skills, and your command over your interface typing. Then Pressy writing is all about your drafting skills. Reading comprehension, you don't find it in your exam. Letter writing is basically about your articulation and how well practiced and how many templates you remember about your letters. So these are the key areas. Now this is what your interface in the exam looks like, guys. So question will be given to you on the top, and below that there will be a dialog box, and you are supposed to write your answers in a dialog box. Now guys, typing in a dialog box is really it's really painstaking. I'll be very honest, because you know why? Because see, this is very simple here, but in the actual exam what happens is that when you start writing in a dialog box, after after you reach here, after you reach to the end of the line, everything that you write starts moving to the left, right? So you'll not be able to see everything you've written at one instance on your screen. So you'll be required to scroll top to bottom, and you'll be required to scroll left to right, and this scrolling is very painstaking. So please make sure that you start practicing in the interface of the exam. I told you we have that interface in on our full length mock test and on our platform, but you can also use it on some online chat GPT, Grammarly or Quillbot. Some websites do have a similar interface as well, but you can understand you need to have a timer. So guys, in the exam you will have a timer which will tell you how much time has elapsed, how much time is left, and then there will be a word counter as well. So guys, you don't need to actually count the words. There will be a word counter at the on the bottom of your screen, which will keep on telling you how many words you have written and how many words are left. So you don't need to actually worry about anything. You just need to focus on your preparation here. But getting used to the interface, that is really important. Now once you're done with your answer, there will be a submit button. You click submit, then you click next. You'll move to the next question, question number 2. You're pressy writing, similarly following the same thing, so on and so forth. You press again after completing your answer, submit, press next. You'll go to the question number 3. You finally complete all the 3 answers, you review them, and then you finally submit your answers there. So guys, fighting with the time, that is another angle that you need to look into. Your time management should be very strong. So 35 minutes for essay, 25 minutes for pressy and 20 minutes for letter. That should be your ideal breakup in your exam. I'll repeat it again. So ideal time for your essay is 35 minutes. Ideal time for your essay is 35 minutes. See, I'll not say take more than 30, 35 or 40. You can go up to 40 minutes. No, 35 is enough to write an essay. Pressy, now you need to read a passage and then you need to create a 150, 170 word pressy. So I think 25 minutes is are enough for your pressy. So that makes it 60, and then last 20 minutes for your letter. 20 to 25 minutes, so you can say for your letter 20 to 25 minutes, but ideally it should be 20 minutes. So that is 80 minutes, and you should have 10 minutes for buffer. Now this is 80 minutes guys, but your paper is for 90 minutes. You should keep 10 minutes for your buffer. For example, if you need to let's say you need to edit something, you need to improve something, you need to proofread your answer, you need to basically make some changes to your answer or add something to it. So that is what you should keep for your buffer. So that should be what you should be targeting for your exam. Right, so this is the exam interface and this is the time breakup of your exam guys. Now let's delve into what is essay writing and how to basically draft essays in your exam. So let's first understand what essay is all about. Now many students ask me, sir, can we write essays in bullet points? Can we use titles and subtitles in an essay? Now guys, please, I'll answer all these questions to you now. Now guys, essays are not written in bullet points. These are not answers, these are essays. So let's understand the definition of an essay guys. An essay is a short piece of writing that sheds light on any given topic. Now Abrahams, the American literary critic, notes that an essay is any short composition in prose. Now guys, please understand this. Now what is in prose? Prose means paragraphs. So that clearly mentions that essay does not use bullets, bullet points, subtitles, titles, or any numbering or anything of that sort. So you have to write complete sentences within the paragraphs discussing all the angles of the topic. So essay is basically any short composition in prose that undertakes to discuss a matter, expresses a point of view, or persuade us to accept a thesis on any subject. So essay is a comprehensive analysis. So guys, this is the right definition. Essay is a comprehensive analysis of a given topic while taking a particular view or stand on it. It takes into account various aspects of the topic along with its critical appraisal. Now what does this line mean guys? Now I'll give you a simple example. Now many students feel you just have to write in with the perspective of the topic. I'll give you an example. For example, let's say if the topic says discuss or highlight the key issues in the rural sector of India. Now the student, when many students feel, okay, if the topic says highlight the key issues in the rural areas, they feel the essay is all about key issues. So what they do is they start highlighting all the issues that they can think of. Poor infrastructure, poor monetary, poor financial services, poor education services, over dependence on monsoon, poor farm to fork chain, poor linkages, poor so and so. So they feel that okay, they only have to write the key issues and then they wrap up the essay. That is not what essay is. If they've mentioned that okay, discuss or highlight the key issues in rural areas, so how do you make your essay holistic? You start with the background that okay, these are the prevalent problems in the country. Then you talk about how these problems impact the society, the people of the country. Then what are the economic challenges of these issues? Then what are other challenges that still persist in the country? What are other prevalent issues in the country? Right? And then you give them viable solutions to those challenges. What are the steps and measures taken by the government? What are the schemes launched by the government in this to fight these challenges? And then you give a way forward by giving a solution to those challenges. So that is what a holistic essay is. So instead of writing just the key issues, right, try to make your essay holistic and organic, as if you are discussing the whole topic. You're not just discussing the problem, you're also giving a solution. So that is what shows your mindset to the evaluator, that the student is not just problem oriented, he is also a solution oriented aspirant. So that is what you have to look for when you are writing your essay. So how do you make your essay holistic, guys? So how to stand out in your essay. Let me give you a few tips and tricks. So the essay asked generally cover topics from agri economy, rural sector, socio-economic factors to international relations or something related to your current affairs. So it requires one to have some idea on the topics, as well as, so you need to have some idea on the topics as well as a few writing tricks up your sleeves to write a good essay. So first point is to know something about everything. So you don't need to remember each and every essay, guys. You can't cram essays, right? But you can read about the topics, prepare your background about the topic, have clarity that what this topic entails, and then you can expect that okay, if this topic is asked in the exam, I'll be able to execute it. And then you need to have those articulation skills, those particular templates that you use when you are framing your answers. So know something about everything, first point. So that the topics that are usually asked require some thinking on your part. It also requires you to know something, at least something, before you write your essay, right? So for if you have a base, if you have a base, only then you can construct an apartment. That's true. So you need to have that base information, background information. So what do? For all the tentative topics, collect facts, data, stats, reports, schemes pertaining to ARD, ESI, and burning topics in news these days. So how do you gather info? You can simply do so by keeping yourself updated with recent happenings in your surroundings. Read editorials, newspapers, periodicals, magazines, and in the newspapers, try to read and understand the editorials. The editorials give you not only the information but also the analysis and the presentation skills that you can use in your essay writing. Plus, one more point, we have also provided you fodder material, very well curated fodder material in your course, on our website, I mean in your courses. So start reading up that fodder material. We have provided you very concrete data points, statistics, schemes, reports that are pertaining to that topic. So read up those schemes, those topics, and then prepare yourself for for your essays. Now let's understand what you need to do before the exam. Find out and read up as much information as possible about the relevant or tentative topics of the exam. Find out and read up as much information about the tentative topics that I will provide you at the end of this video before the exam. Learn and memorize the material. How do you do that? Save those data points, and on maybe every second or third day, revise those data points. If I know that 58% of the Indian population is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture sector or agrarian economy, I'll always remember this data point. And guys, I can use this fact in any essays pertaining to agriculture, rural sector, related to villages, related to farmers, anything that for that matter, right? Or maybe even any topic based on economy as well. So guys, read up though as such informative data points. Get to know about your economy, the three pillars of economy: agriculture, services, manufacturing. What are the details? Then know about the education. Similarly, healthcare. Similarly, know about healthcare infrastructure, agriculture output. So know these basics so that you can use them in your answers, and learn and memorize them. Review the notes and material frequently to maintain a good grasp of the content. Think and make notes. Guys, this is what I said, review notes frequently. So revise them so that you can retain them, and think and make notes about themes, ideas and patterns. That is basically to remember the templates that we provide you during our preparation. So remember those themes, opening ideas, closing statements, and that reoccur during your preparation, and practice your critical and drafting skills as you review. So make sure that you not don't just read up material, also try practicing, at least write one essay, one or two essays every day. Then what should be a structure? Now many students struggle with this, sir. How can we frame an essay? Can you give us a structure that we can use during the exam? This is the structure which you can use, almost for most of the essay topics that you can think of. So guys, how do you now? Usually you are given IBC or pestle approach for your preparation, but pestle is good when you have open-ended essays without any word limit. But here you have a specific word limit and a time limit, so you can focus, you can follow this structure. So let's say you have to make 7 paragraphs. So what should be 7 to 8 paragraphs for your essay? You start your introduction with the background of the topic. Give startling information about the topic. Instead of starting with a quotation or a proverb or an anecdote, start with some background information. Start with the punch so that the reader is impressed by what you know. Then in the body part, make 5 paragraphs in your body. First is your social dimension. How does that topic impact the society of the country? How does it impact us as a country, as people of the country? Then the economic impact. How does this particular topic impact the economy of the country, economic growth of the country? Then political measures. What are the steps and measures taken by the government in this regard? What are the schemes launched by the government? Then what are other challenges, or what are the challenges, or what are the impacts of that particular topic on on us? Further challenges that we can see in the future. Then what are the viable solutions to those challenges, and in holistically speaking, what could be the viable solutions to the challenges that you have discussed? And then you wrap up, you sum up your essay and give a way forward. So guys, this is basically how you write a excellent essay. You can write a fascinating essay by using this structure for almost any essay that you can think of during your exam. So if you talk about key issues in rural areas, you give the background, how these issues have impacted us in the, in the on the context of our society, how they've impacted us in the context of economy. Then what are the steps and measures taken by the government? Then what are the challenges that still persist? What are the viable solutions to those challenges? And give a conclusion. So this is a solid structure. Now, although you can maybe edit it according to the topic. There might be one topic where you don't need to use the political angle, or you don't need to present the economic angle. You can edit it accordingly according to the topic, but this is a broad structure of your essay, what you can use if you want to write a essay from the very scratch. So this is a solid structure that you can use for your exam, guys. Now let's coming to the evaluation criteria. On what basis are your essays evaluated? First of all, your articulation skills. How well presented are your essays? How holistic they are? Drafting skills. How you introduce, how you conclude, how you frame your essay in a structured manner. Then language and vocabulary. How well presented language you use, and how good vocabulary words you use for your presentation. Do you over elaborate something, or do you use condensed points? Then structure of your essay. How do you structure it? Is it in logical order? Are you repeating something over and over again, or are you following it? Are you following a structured manner? Then grammatical conciseness. Guys, remember, every mistake will cost you marks in this descriptive English part. Now, in descriptive English, the 70% weightage is given to your language. So if there is any grammatical mistake, it will cost you marks. If there is any spelling mistake, any punctuation error, or anything you miss to write, if you forget to write the title of the pressee, if you miss one part in a letter, if you do not write the essay number, or if you repeat something in essay, it will lead to deduction of marks. And then any typos and any errors, again, they're going to prove critical for your final result. So make sure that you practice enough, you improve on your presentation, you use good vocabulary, good presentation style, good structure, and then you have backup data and statistics. And even if you write normal English, not very high for English, but normal English, but well presented, well structured, without any grammatical error, without any typo or without any mistake, it will fetch the maximum marks possible. And how am I saying this? I have interacted with numerous previous year toppers, and you might have seen all those interviews on our YouTube channel. Now we have interacted with those toppers, and that is what they have told us, that they did not bother about writing very fancy English, but they did focus on writing very informative answers, well presented, with no mistakes at all, and they are the ones who scored the highest in this exam. So I hope you get the context and the gist of what I'm trying to convey to you here, guys. Now, 5 hacks to frame your frame excellent essays. Number one, master the interface. Practice on the interface of the exam. Very important before the exam, guys. That is why I'm telling you, take those full length mock tests that we have provided you in our courses. Second, retain stats and data for your essay. Start maybe make a file or use that fodder material that we have given you, and start retaining those data points, those important data, statistics, reports, schemes that you can use in your essay. Third, practice from editorials every day. Use editorials and read them, and that will improve your comprehension. Fourth, use AI, artificial intelligence. Use AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, or anything like that to assess and to help you with your presentation. Write one essay, paste it, ask AI to evaluate it, score you, then tell you your mistakes and what improvements you can make. That so AI is your next best friend as of now, guys. And last but not the least, prepare your templates. Prepare an opening template. I'll give an example, guys. See, when I was young, when I was in school, my teacher gave me a template and she told me a very good trick. She told me, whenever you want to frame an essay, use this template, but just change the inherent part. I'll give an example. So the opening she told me was something like this, that education is the most valuable consumption and good that there is, because it immeasurably enriches the lives of those it touches. So ऐसे कुछ करके अभी this is I'm just giving a kiddish child life example. So this is the opening she gave me, and she told me, whenever you want to write an essay, just change education. If you want to write about science, just replace education with science. So I used to do that. So for example, when I was writing about science and technology, so what I used to do, science and technology have the science and technology are the most important. Education is the most valuable. So similarly, science and technology is the most valuable consumption around us, and rightly so, because it immeasurably enriches the lives of those it touches. So if you remember templates, it will be very easy for you to open your essay and close your essay. So we have provided you, by the way, templates in our courses, in our during our live lectures. So do watch those live lectures in our courses. They will help you with your opening templates, closing templates, and whatnot. Now, guys, coming to 5 mistakes not to make while writing an essay. Number one, there should be no grammatical mistake, no typos, spelling errors, or punctuation errors. Make sure you fix it before you walk into the exam, because that is going to prove crucial. I'll show you how bad it looks when you write such essays. So if you've written a decent essay, but if there are 15 mistakes or 20 mistakes, you've lost 10 marks and you can't recover from that. So this is what a bad essay looks like. No opening, no closing, so many mistakes. So this is a poor answer. Second mistake not to make sure you do not use titles, bullets, or numberings in an essay. We do not use bullet points or titles or subtitles, or numbering in an essay. Essays are only written in paragraphs, guys. So make sure you do not do this, guys. If any students think, sir, this is all right, can we highlight this and start writing an essay like this? No, guys, this is not ideally acceptable. Essays are written in paragraphs discussing the topic holistically from different angles, not writing it like answer. This looks like an answer to a question. This does not look like an essay. See, guys, everything has a structure to it in English. You cannot write an essay like a précis. You cannot write a précis like a letter. You cannot write a letter like a report or a memo. Similarly, you cannot write an essay like an answer. So essay has a structure to it, and we have to follow that. Remember it, please. Next, guys, third mistake you need to remember is word limit. So word limit will be clearly mentioned to you, and when you are practicing, the word limit that you should basically ideate is 500 to 500, or more than 500 words, you can say. So you should be writing more than 500 words whenever you are practicing your essay on your own, so that during the exam you get the same context and same feeling of writing your answers. So 500 word is the word limit. Fourth is, guys, monotonous or repetitive ideas, guys. If you think that, okay, if you repeat something in the essay, they'll not register it, they'll not catch it, Please don't worry, they will, because they're experts. They'll be using softwares to evaluate your answers. So any monotonous idea, any repeated idea shows that you have not prepared your rough draft before you start writing an essay. So make sure you do that. Now, quotations and proverbs. Do you think using quotations and proverbs is a good idea in an essay? No, not anymore, guys. We used to do that when we were kids, or you are taught to do it when you are writing open-ended essays in UPSC. But in NABARD, RBI regulatory body exams, the word limit is restricted and you cannot write. You should not start with a quotation or a proverb. It's better to start with a startling background information. Start with background data. Give some background information, realistic information. That is the best opening you can give. And I'll prove it to you guys. Give me a little while, I'll show it to you. Then what is the expected word limit? 500 to 550 words. Weightage 40 marks. Allotted time 30 to 35 minutes. What is the breakup of this time? 2 minutes to first make a rough draft for your essay. Always make a rough draft before you start writing an essay, guys. Make sure you do not just start typing. Make a rough draft, sit down, think of all the points that you are going to write, organize them logically, structurally, and then start executing your essay. After 2 to 3 minutes, then take 30 minutes to execute the rough draft on paper. I mean, in your answer, and then probably 2 to 3 minutes to proofread if you have made any, if you have left something, if you want to add something to it. So that should be the breakup of your of your essay writing, guys. Now, there are certain questions that you might have in your head before before you start preparing for essay. So please understand, is there something called a right essay or a wrong essay? Guys, there is no such thing as, okay, my essay is right and my essay is wrong. There are just good essays and bad essay. Every essay is an essay, but what is a holistic essay? What is a good essay? When you write, when you discuss the topic from all the angles and provide as much factual information as possible, not write on the basis of your opinions. So instead of writing your notions, instead of using assumptions, sweeping generalizations, or your opinions, write on the basis of logic, rational information, statistics based essay. That is very, very important, guys. This is going to be crucial for your for your essay. Now, guys, many students feel, sir, is starting an essay with a quotation better, or is starting with the data points? Let me show you with an example, guys. Okay, so there are two openings given to you on your screen. Read them and you tell me in the comment section of the video, guys, which opening sounded better to you. So first opening goes like this: late Dr. Abdul Kalam had a dream, it should be grammatical, had dream of providing urban facilities to rural areas. His vision is based on interdependence of infrastructure and rural transformation. In pursuit of his vision, government has taken several initiatives like Indira Awas Yojana, PM Gram Sadak Yojana, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, BharatNet, and Pura. So let's explore the relationship between infrastructure and rural transformation. This is one opening. Do you think this was an opening do you feel this was a good opening? Now let's look at the next opening, and then you decide for yourself what you have to do in your exam. So second opening goes like this: according to the period labor force survey 2018-19, you can use obviously updated data here. It has been observed that 67.7% of the total households of the country belong to the rural section, which is a huge contribution to the total population of the nation. By this, we come to infer the amount of attention demanded by the rural areas in India. The country is actually aiming at becoming a USD $5 trillion economy by 24-25 from current 22.9, and we can update it accordingly, from 2.9 trillion down. Now we are 4.1 and we are targeting 5 trillion by 2027. Now this target cannot be achieved by focusing on a handful of people. For a proper mass development, key issues in the rural areas need to be addressed well. You tell me, guys, which opening sounded better to you, and you decide for yourself which opening do you want to write in your answer. So I've given you a clear example. Now you decide for yourself, starting with the quote is better or starting with the data point is better. So guys, when you start your essay with the quote, it feels like that you do not have any background information on the topic. You're writing on behalf of someone else. You're writing, by presenting someone else's thoughts. Where are your thoughts on the idea? So instead of presenting a quotation or a proverb or an anecdote, it's better to write with background information. Start with background information. Give some startling information to the reader, which proves that you are well read, you are well prepared, and you are this essay is well articulated, well thought of. So guys, now you are a better judge. Which opening do you want to choose for your answer, and which is the opening that you should avoid? Now, going forward, guys, this is the last leg of your this lecture. Now, what are the tentative topics that you should look into before your exam? So these are, guys, 30 tentative topics for this year. First, vertical is agriculture, climate and sustainability. Reimagining agricultural growth in India. Very important topic. Climate change has transformed Indian agriculture from production challenge into a risk management problem. Discuss this. Balancing ecological sustainability and food security. Again, very important debate. Natural resource degradation as a structural constraint to rural growth in India. Very good. Assessing the role of institutional credit in promoting. See, this topic was given last year. Access to credit, right? So, assessing the role of institutional credit or microfinancing in promoting sustainable agricultural practices, water stress, cropping patterns, and policy inertia, a threat to India's agrarian stability. And next, can market-led agricultural reforms deliver income security without compromising small farmers' interest? So these are some topics based on agriculture and climate and sustainability. Next vertical, rural finance, credit architecture and inclusion. India's rural credit system adequate in scale but deficient in quality. Financial inclusion without financial deepening. From credit expansion to credit effectiveness. Rethinking rural lending in India. Digital financial inclusion, again, microfinancing in rural India. Microfinance in India. Assess the role of cooperative banks. Very important topic is cooperative societies and cooperative banks and RRBs. Financial literacy as a public good. Important topic. Next vertical is institutions, governance and policy. Why do well-designed rural development schemes fail at the ground level? Decentralized governance and rural development. Again, potential and practical constraints. Institutional capacity, not policy deficit, is the key challenge in rural India. The Panchayati Raj system, collaborated system, leakage, targeting errors and fiscal stress can be asked. Now, rural labor migration and demographics. Very important vertical for this year, guys. Rural-urban migration, symptoms of development or failure. Changing nature of rural employment in India, disguised employment and all that. Demographic dividend or liability. Changing of challenges of skilling rural youth. Gender dimensions of rural development beyond participation to ownership. Again, important topic. Then technology, digitalization and structural transformation. Digitalization alone cannot transform rural India without institutional and infrastructural support. Agri-tech innovations in India, data-driven agriculture, role of technology, AI, drone didi and all that, topics. Then macroeconomy policy and global linkages, global supply chain disruptions and their implications for India's agrarian economy. Fiscal constraints and rural development. Now, the topic which has been recently in news is why should India not allow FDI or free trade in agriculture? Why is it so important? And this has been in news in recently, so you should read about it. Fiscal constraints and rural development, and then sustainable development goals in rural India. These are some tentative essay topics for this year. You can choose and prepare for them, effectively from now onwards, guys. Now, what are the sources that you can use for your preparation? Now, first of all, if you are a student of Edutab, you can very clearly, very well curated fodder material is provided to you, where there are 60 topics given to you with all details and everything. So you can use that. Use editorials, AI for your, for updating yourself with recent happenings. For ESI topics, you can use either the Hindu or Economic Times. For online articles, you can use PIB, Public Broadcasting Services, PBS, and LiveMint. For financial topics, you can use Economic Times or Business Standard. You can use Wikipedia or Google for research and detailed analysis, and use AI to help you in assessing and improving your answers. Very important. So use these sources to prepare well if you are preparing on your own, guys. And before we wrap up the session, let me inform you about the special courses that we have launched for you for your NABARD Grade A exam. Now, guys, although the link is given in the description of the video, but I would like to show you a very simple way of going about it. Guys, go to your Google and just type edutab.in. As you type edutab.in, press enter, you will land on our homepage. So edutab.in, that's our address, edutab.in. And when you scroll down, you'll see all the courses. You'll see NABARD tab here. Click on this, and these are the courses available to you, guys. So guys, in for your 2025 exam, now you have your phase 2 test series available to you. This is specially only for phase 2, where you'll have solved PYQs, chapter wise mock test for all the subjects, current affairs mock test, and full length test for ARD, ESI, and descriptive English as well. Now this is a phase 2 live plus recorded crash course, guys. This is a crash course which is going on now. Live classes are being conducted, and these live classes are also available to you in recorded form, so you can watch it according to your ease, according to your need. Solved PYQs are given, chapter wise tests are given, and full length test is also included in this course. And we are offering flat 77% discount on these courses, guys. The coupon code is capital Jan 75. So use these codes and take 77% off, and I think you can use it for your benefit, guys. This is going to be very, very impactful for your preparation, and this will provide you the necessary inputs, necessary details, fodder material, and your practice full length test. And guys, the best part is we are going to evaluate your full length test for you. So we will provide you detailed solution, detailed analysis, detailed feedback, detailed assessment, and provide you with the proper human evaluation. Will provide you, proper insight into every sentence, every answer that you give here, and that is the best part that that you should look forward to. Assessment, evaluation of your answers, and feedback. That is what you need at this moment. So come join us, streamline your preparation, and make your journey constructive and fruitful for yourself. So guys, I hope this will help you in your in understanding how to write an essay like a pro. If you still have any doubts, if you have any queries, guys, you can always call us on this number during the office hours, which is 8146207241, or you can also drop us an email at hello@edutab.co.in. That's our official email ID. So that's it for today, guys. I wish you all the success for your endeavors ahead. Keep on working hard, keep on giving your best, and I'm sure you will come out with flying colors. And if you need us for anything, we'll always be there to help you out. So all the very best. Have a great time ahead, and keep on working hard, and I'm sure you will do very well in the long run. So thank you once again, and happy learning to all of you guys.